must give us all a good spanking.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, motherfuckers. This is Minx. Suck my balls.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
put on your uniform right,
Expert Action Badge.
show up to work on time,
Expert Action Badge.
qualify on your weapon,
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right, just doing your normal warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action. The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Action Badge.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
I'm so sorry about all of that. Was trying something new, and it didn't work out quite as planned. So our awesome graphics guy, Warhol, has been working on like an introduction video for me, or I should say for us, for Grey Cloud and I, but like, let's be honest here, it's for me.
Yep, 'cause I'm not cool enough for it.
Do what?
I'm not cool enough for it. It's okay.
But yeah, it didn't go as planned, but that's okay. It'll be all right. We're gonna figure it out. Shit'll buff out. It'll be fine. Hello, Grey Cloud.
What's up?
Not much. How are you?
Another week. Just another week.
Oh, that good, huh?
Yep, it's fantastic.
Oh goodness. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just a week. Let's do just a week, and it's only Tuesday. So
it can only get better from here, though.
you say that, but there's still a lot of week left.
I do say that. You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your beard is getting quite luscious.
Yeah, it's getting there, but we'll see.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make you feel better, I guess. I don't know. You're not your normal peppy self.
Yeah, it's just been an interesting week.
Are you pregnant?
So that's to say the least about it, I guess.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Are you?
That would be very interesting, to say the least.
Stranger things have happened.
Allegedly, yeah, they did a whole movie about a guy being pregnant.
Right? what was it
Yeah.
called? Junior?
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Sorry,
Governator.
Danny DeVito or something like
Yeah,
that.
no, the Governator.
Mm-hmm.
Friggin'.
So how's your weekend been, or your week so far? I
It's
guess.
going good. I'm pretty sure my German housekeeper has like a crush on me, which is awkward because she's like in her 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But every time she sees me, right, I'm all like, I'm always pleasant with her, and I'm always like, Guten Morgen. Again, she's German, like fresh off the boat German. But she always calls me Schatzi. And I'm like, okay, this is nice. But every so often she like will spank me, and I'm like, hey, I don't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not sign up for this at all. But yeah. So, but no, she's always nice. I think I'm her favorite, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because she takes care of your house. I mean.
No, like she's the housekeeper in the OR. So at work. I don't make enough money to hire a maid. I do the house cleaning in my house. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah. And how was your St. Patrick's Day?
Uneventful. I did play golf in the snow though, so there's that.
It snowed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's snowing now. We're supposed to be they're projecting 4 to 8 inches of snowfall overnight. So I may or may not be going to work tomorrow morning. We'll see.
That sucks. You realize it's spring, right? Like today's literally the first day of spring.
Yeah, it's the vernal equinox, so it's
it's literally spring and it's still snowing up there. That sucks.
It's
It was
snowing right now.
it was like 85 degrees for us down here.
Must be rough.
It was amazing, and I didn't get burnt. So
There's that.
got that going for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, look at that. Schools are already canceled in DC area.
Goodness.
That's awesome.
I have 3 inches already. That's what she said, Pete.
And apparently that's all he's got.
Yeah. Exactly, cause. But yeah, no, it's fucking awesome here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a good weekend. No bombings where I was at, so I got that going for me.
That's always a positive. No bombings in the area. So
Right.
there was a school shooting in my area.
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw it was over within like a minute.
Yeah, because an armed resource officer, snubbed it out.
Right? You mean a guy with a gun took out another person with a gun? What?
Yeah, I'm sure. I've got that story pulled up for later, so
Oh, I do too.
that's good. There's that. Let's see here. Yeah, uneventful. So,
Well, that's
cheers.
good. Right?
Oh, well, so
You okay over there?
I'm good. My ginger ale and scotch is delicious tonight. So,
Is it? I'm drinking sweet tea.
sweet tea. Are you on call?
No, I was on call last night actually. I don't know. I wanted sweet tea. Oh, okay, no, that's a lie. I wanted Miller Lite. Like, as I was leaving work today, I was like, oh, Miller, like, for what? I'm not a Miller Lite drinker at all. Like, I'm not. But for whatever reason, I was like getting changed out of my scrubs, and I was like, Miller Lite sounds amazing right now. And then I was like, oh, and I have to shower. It's like, oh, Miller Lite shower beer because you have to.
You have to.
Yeah, it's like a cardinal rule.
Is it?
Yeah. So you fucking shower beer.
Mm-hmm.
Just not in the morning, right? Like, obviously, like, I don't shower beer before work. Like, that's just irresponsible. But after work is a different story.
Mm-mm. Define after work.
When I get home from work. When I'm not on call. Right, let me just clarify those two little asterisks at the end of that statement.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh,
but yeah.
After work.
Yeah. And then, which is better than what I was doing, in the Army, which, oh my God. So when I was, hopefully neither of my first sergeants are listening. It's all right. I've been out long enough. Whatever. Fuck it. So when I was working in the orderly room, I actually on lunch or whatever, when they would actually force me to take a lunch because I would normally work through it. But yeah, so every so often they'd be like, no, you need to go to lunch. And all right, fine, I'll fucking go, whatever. I would go to my room where there was a bottle of, Jack waiting for me or Maker's Mark. Definitely many days where I would then come back to work with a bottle of Coke with a couple shots of Jack in it or other whiskey.
Jesus.
Not gonna lie, that definitely happened. I definitely drank in that orderly room. You had to. You did. You had to. I had motherfucking E7s and E8s coming in trying to drop off fucking memos. And I'm like, do you guys not 25-50? Like, have we heard of it? Have we heard of it?
25-50s. That's too much work.
No. Oh, no. See, I was that asshole E4 who was like, as soon as they'd come in with a memo, I'm like, hold on, let me get my pen. I'd grab my red pen. And I'm like, all right, let's fucking fix this. And so I'd scribble all over it. And then I'd politely toss it in their general direction and be like, fix this.
Fix it now.
Everything is wrong. I had to. And then, oh my God, especially the last couple months that I was working there, I had this E5 who had never had a soldier in her life.
Oh, wow. Those are the bestest.
Oh, my God.
You love getting those people who've never led in their life.
I could not handle it. I was like, I can't take you just stop. Stop. Everything that you're doing is wrong. You're fucking it up. Like, I get it. You're trying to learn. Not with me, though. Like, get some brand new E4, not a fucking veteran of the E4 mafia. Like, I can't deal with your ass.
But you did, apparently.
It was the hardest thing to do to maintain my fucking bearing anytime she talked to me. I was like I almost got Forrest Whitaker eye.
Jesus. That's impressive.
It's true, though. I did. It was a thing.
Yeah. So so I have somebody, she did some time in the Air Force apparently, and now she's a government civilian on my team. And I'm going to fuck with her when I go to school over April Fool's weekend.
Go on.
So if we are if we are, I might even do it tomorrow because the pending government shutdown and stuff. And we're going to talk about that too today. I'm going to write a memo, and put my boss's signature block on it and do a scribble.
Oh God.
And I'm just going to leave one on her desk saying, due to the impending government shutdown, your hours have been reduced to 4 hours a day until further notice. Oh, because she is one of those tinfoil hat individuals.
Oh.
And it only has to ever do with the organization I'm in. And she will just start looking for information. She starts reading about all this other garbage. And she's like, oh, this is going to happen. And this is going to happen. And this is going to happen. And XYZ is going away and blah, blah, blah. So I want to do this memo and leave it on her desk. And then just be surprised when she gets it. I'd be like, no, I didn't get that memo. And what's great, I've already warned my boss I'm going to do this.
Oh my God. I was going to say.
It'll be good times.
I mean, I guess.
Sorry. That's inside humor. I apologize.
Fuck games.
Hey, I got to keep myself entertained while I'm waiting on, policy to get signed and approved.
That's true. Especially while, you may or may not have a job.
Oh, I'll have a job.
I mean,
it's whether if I'm going to work.
In theory.
So let's face it, I won't be working on Friday either way. But.
Right, yeah.
But come Monday, maybe or maybe not, I'll be going to work, which I'm hoping for government shutdown, free vacation time.
Okay, so with this vacation,
yes,
what are you gonna do?
So if the government, if it goes like it did last time.
Last time was for 3 hours.
If it does a decent shutdown, like if there's at least 1 day of shutdown,
worst shutdown ever.
Yeah, it was worst shutdown ever. that was my scroll bar.
I know it was.
Awesome. So if they actually get a 1 day shutdown, so come Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening, we'll receive the word that we are shut down and we are not to report to work. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
So if that happens, I will probably look to buy a plane ticket to Vegas and or Orlando or somewhere to go hang out for a couple of days and just not be in this fucking area.
You mean go somewhere where it's actually, warm?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so that is the plan. If it actually happens, I'll burn 2 days. Well, I won't have to burn 1 day because that's free vacation.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll probably buy like a turn and burn ticket to go to Vegas somewhere or Orlando.
No, you can't do a turn and burn in Vegas. Come on. Now.
Yeah, you can. 48 hours.
I mean, just make sure you leave Vegas at night. You gotta get fucked. Okay, so no, if you're gonna do a turn and burn in Vegas, this is how you gotta do it, right? As someone who's gone a few times, I've
never been to Vegas.
I don't know. You act super innocent. I don't know. All right.
I love lasers.
You're a fucking warrant officer. Who the fuck knows?
That nobody. That's the point.
Exactly. All right. So let me give you some tips from the EFO Mafia. You got to get there first thing in the morning, right? So catch a red eye from wherever it is that you are. Obviously it's snowing there. So somewhere cold, some bullshit state.
some shit overpopulated area is where I'm at.
And then, so catch a red eye to Vegas. Get there at super early or even late the previous night. Because then, listen, then you have the hotel, like wherever it is that you're going to stay like the night at.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, oh, hey, I need you to hold my bag. Right? So then they hold your bag until check-in the next day. And then you go gamble and just get fucked up. Right? But then you've got to pace yourself though, right? Okay, key word, pace yourself. And then you do that until it's check-in time. Then you go check in, get your bag, go up to your room, right? Take a nap.
Take a nap.
Take a nap. Wake up and then do it all over again. Like not dropping your bag off at the concierge desk or whatever. Skip that part. But that's what you do.
Oh man.
And then you drink and gamble until you check out the next day.
That might work.
You're
The
welcome.
drink gambling anyway.
Yeah. Or you don't even need, or you can just, you're a light packer. It's not like, I don't know. I've never really seen your hair. It doesn't seem like you've got a lot of it though. So plus side, you can always just take a small carry-on, and then you wouldn't even have to check your bag in at the concierge desk.
Just carry it around with me?
Yeah, just carry it around with you.
Yeah, they might frown upon that in the casinos.
Would they though? Women are allowed to have purses.
Yeah. What?
I'm just saying, make it a satchel or something. I don't know. Indiana Jones has one, okay?
A mantle?
A satchel.
The matchel?
No. Not at the table, Carlos.
That's a good point. I can go to Colorado too. I haven't been home in a while. Not a purse, Kaz. I do not do the purse. I don't do a purse. I don't do a purse.
It's like a purse, but it's a satchel. Like I said, Indiana Jones has one, and he's cool.
Yeah, and he also faced death multiple times,
Exactly.
and he carried cool artifacts in it. So
It's
I don't have that going for me.
bag.
So I can't pull it off. I don't have the idle swag of death.
No, it's a man bag, and that's all you need.
Backpack, it says I got cash. I don't know about that either.
I mean, it could.
It says I have school books.
Not necessarily. So, but that's what you do.
Coach has nice satchels. I'm not buying a Coach satchel, Mom.
Ooh, I wouldn't know. I honestly, I don't do purses. I'm not a girl. I don't do purses. Nah.
Yeah. Do you do the clutch? What is that? A clutch wallet or whatever? It goes in your hand like this.
Is that the one that you hold?
Yeah, it's got I've seen it. They got a little strap and it goes in the hand and they and it's got all their stuff in it.
Ha ha ha.
You want weapons of mass destruction?
No, I don't have a clutch.
You take weapon of mass destruction.
Oh my god.
Hey, oh, shitty walk.
Hurrah, shitty walk.
Oh, shitty walk.
Oh, shitty walk with your shitty rice. Oh, did you see the terrible news?
What terrible news? There's been a lot of it lately. So are you being sarcastic about terrible news, or are you being real terrible news?
No, real terrible news. Fucking Rick and Morty will not be getting a 4th season.
You know why?
No. Why? All I know is I saw the headline and I meant to read the article so I could find out why.
No, I haven't read the article yet either, but I've seen it. And I was like, so I read a similar article.
Bullshit.
Yes. So apparently, if you don't understand, guys, if you don't understand Rick and Morty, learn Rick and Morty. 1. 2, a lot of their humor is very, how do I say this? Subtle. Okay, there's a lot of concepts you have to understand to get a lot of that humor that's built into Rick and Morty. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that it's not really connecting with who they thought it would connect with. But I will have to. Well, hell, why don't you find the article and we'll talk about it real quick?
I sent it to you.
Huh?
I sent it to you.
That means you have it.
That means you have it as well.
Why is this all of a sudden on me only? What the shit?
Because I'm the boss.
We can talk to the boss about that if you like. Just saying.
Yeah. Are you trying to mutiny me?
There's no mutiny here. Trust me.
Right.
Because mutiny would entail you put up a fight.
Ice. There's seems to be a mutiny happening. Oh no! Be ashamed if somebody hit the mute button.
Of course, that's your only defense is the fucking mute button. Ooh, hell, I'm probably muted right now.
That'd be fucking hilarious. And you just see your hands go, ooh. Idiot.
What? Well, they already used to know sound on your video. I mean, come on.
This is true. They are. I'm so bad about that. Kaz is right. My dick is bigger. It just kind of flops out.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't know.
First of all,
honestly, I wouldn't know.
Here we go. The fan called him a lazy alcoholic for not finishing it.
Wait, what?
Oh.
What?
Oh my God. Okay. It's okay. Dan Harmon, the amazing creator of our favorite cartoon Rick and Morty, has confirmed our most dreaded fears. Rick and Morty will not be renewed for a 4th season. The news was revealed on Twitter when Harmon replied to a fan who was demanding he finish writing the next season. The fan called him a lazy alcoholic, quote unquote, for not finishing it. Here's how he replied. I hear you. Tough spot. On one hand, it can be challenging, especially with crippling lazy alcoholism, to write a show that hasn't been ordered by a network. On the other hand, the thought that the fans like you pay the price. I mean, I'm going to grab a drink.
Going out just like fucking Rick.
Next writer of the show admitted last December that no one was actually working on the next season and that the fate of the show was in limbo. Not so Swifty.
Wubba lubba dub dub. No. I'm so upset. Yeah, no, we need to have shots for Rick and Morty.
Shots.
To my homies.
To Rick and Morty. Oh. Wow, that sucks. Look at that. It's already empty.
Right? God damn, dude.
Hold on. You know what's great about my new setup is this.
What? Waiting. Oh.
Look at that, nation. Everything's within reach.
Wubba lubba dub dub. Ah, my new catchphrase. Ugh. Pickle Rick. God damn it. I'm so upset about that. Honestly, I really am.
No, it's a good show.
It is. Like it took me like, an episode or two to get into it because at first I could not get over just the saliva that was like on his face.
All the time.
I'm like, God, fix it. But then also just the random like belches and burps while he's talking. I'm like, God, this is distracting. And like my eye would start twitching. I'm like, no.
No more Szechuan sauce.
The Szechuan. I want that Mulan sauce. But then, like, I really started getting into it. And I'm like, I thoroughly enjoy the show now. And every so often I do have Rick and Morty binges. I do. I really enjoy that show.
Oh, that's good shit. It's good shit that we enjoy. It's bad shit that is going away.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's fucking terrible. Ugh. Like I said, everyone, terrible, terrible news. Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty's going away. How sad.
I wonder if, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
We started a petition to, like, a crowd-funded petition. Like, not funded and, like, we're raising money, but, like, a crowd fan-started petition. I don't know where I'm really going with this. To get the show back on air.
So if I know the current, let's see here, the way the American populace works, that's probably already started somewhere.
Right? Yeah, it's probably somewhere on, like, Reddit or something.
Yeah. Hell, it could even be on change.org.
Right? Yes! Bring back Rick and Morty!
Oh, Lordy.
The sauce is really good. I have a pack. You can have Minx. Aw, thanks, Spanky.
The sauce is...
I get some of that Mulan sauce.
Guess what sauce? Oh. Wow.
So, so apparently, according to Australia, gingers are evil creatures.
What? Gingers are somewhat awesome.
Oh my god!
I've known full in my time.
So, an Australian ad for a new ginger ale craft beer was pulled after the country's ad standards ruled that it was discriminating and vilifying people with red hair.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
I can't make this up. Like, I don't have... Like, my imagination's pretty fucking awesome, but it's not this awesome.
They eat souls. I mean, come on.
Right? I mean, I must be part ginger. I have enough freckles to obviously, like, devour souls of everyone within the vicinity of me. But yeah, no, it's definitely science. Like, gingers eat souls. Science.
You can't take a soul through the interwebs, can you?
We don't know yet. Stephen Hawking probably saw or knew.
That sucks.
That's probably what killed him. A ginger got him. Calling it now. But all right, so the ad for Carlton and United Breweries Rusty Yak Gingery Ale. Rusty Yak? That's a terrible name.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Where the fuck's Jay Ready? We got some yak butter.
Butter.
Which launched earlier this year. Several redheads are shown while a voiceover says the brewery has identified, quote, the ginger gene and commands its audience to help stop the spread of the gene. Since its launch, the ad has received many complaints about its subject matter. One angry viewer, in fact, started a petition on the site change.org that called the commercial, quote, a direct attack on all redheads and their families. Excuse me.
Attack.
Excuse me, you overly sensitive little bitch. God damn. Like, it's a fucking joke.
And see, and that's, again, so obviously it's not just the U.S. that's having this issue. Apparently it's all of the world that cannot no longer joke and everything's fucking offensive.
Can no longer take a fucking joke about anything. Oh, lost my earbud.
Break.
I can't hear you. What?
Break.
What did you say?
Police are responding to South Austin, and people are being urged to avoid the area. Another explosion reported.
Fucking hell. All right, so that's number 6.
Yeah, and that's what it's looking like. I'm waiting for confirmation from somebody who sent the report.
What?
Yeah, so it looks like it's the 6th explosion in southern Austin.
All right, so technically it's the 5th explosion in Austin because the 6th one happened in San Antonio.
What 6th one?
Okay, so technically, for those of you who don't know or who have not heard, there have been 6, count them 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 explosions in Texas. 5 of them now apparently have happened in South Austin. 1 happened this morning, or no. 1 happened, when was that? Where is it?
Happened today, early this morning at a FedEx facility.
Yeah, so that was today in San Antonio.
That's not what I was tracking.
That was in it was at a FedEx facility in San Antonio. I live in Texas.
I know. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. 70 miles south of Austin.
Yeah, San Antonio.
Sure.
It's San Antonio.
It just says 70 miles south of Austin.
Which is San Antonio. It's the outskirts. Don't get me wrong. It's the outskirts of San Antonio, but it's San Antonio. San Antonio is huge. All right. So, yeah.
Texas.
For those of you who don't know, the first victim of all these bombings was a Mexican woman. Victims 2 and 3 were black men. Victims 4 and 5 are white men. They were the ones who got caught up in a tripwire bomb.
Right.
Which means whoever's doing this is fucking evolving.
Didn't we talk about this last week?
Yes. Bomb number 5 is what happened this morning at the FedEx facility.
Right.
And then bomb number 6 is just what you said is what just went off in Austin?
Yes.
Fucking hell. That's a fucked up thing to say, Casey. It's fucked up.
Well, we don't know the situation. There might be some anger and hostility there still, so just saying.
No.
Just saying.
But
so yeah, so that's wow. So we can roll right into that story real quick.
Yeah. All right. So basically, the device found this morning at a Schwartz, Texas FedEx facility detonated before reaching its intended target, which was South Austin. It is likely linked to the string of bombings that have rocked the state's capital this month. Officials were also investigating another suspicious package at a facility in Austin on Tuesday. However, authorities did not immediately reveal if they had uncovered any nefarious, devices, and law enforcement officers briefing at the Schwartz site did not answer questions about the probe. The package in Schwartz detonated while it was on an automated conveyor belt at the facility. Said Police Chief Michael Hansen. Hansen said it was very early in the investigation to definitively say if Tuesday's blast in Schwartz was related to the series of bombings in Austin that have killed 2 people and injured several others. We're confident that neither this facility or other areas in Schwartz was a target, he told reporters while repeating a warning that the public should report any suspicious items to law enforcement. Now, that being said, I've been having many, many conversations with a couple of people about this. In that, I think the reason why some of these explosions have been targeted towards black neighborhoods is because, statistically speaking, black neighborhoods are less likely to call the cops on any sort of suspicious activity. Because I ain't no snitch. Whereas in white communities, we're a bunch of fucking snitches. And if we see something funny, we're going to be like, hey, something's not right here. Hello, officer?
Yeah. And that goes back to everybody, and that trips a whole bunch of extra things like see something, say something, every soldier's a censor, all that other garbage. And the law enforcement's putting it out and whatnot. And we got a update via let's see here, what the hell, we got it put out via official channels on how to react and to be vigilant and stuff as one of those reminders, I guess, of what you should be watching for that kind of thing, via official channels today. Because let's face it, the area I'm in, it could easily happen because of the amount of lucrative targets that are here.
Right. So the men injured Sunday night. So there was an explosion Sunday night, in which 2 white men were injured. One was 22, one was 23. And this is the first time, white people have been injured, which is has kind of taken away from the narrative that these have been hate crimes, right? Racial hate crimes, because now white people have been targeted and or injured. That being said, a family member of one of the latest bombing victims in Austin told the Associated Press on Monday the blast left what appeared to be nails stuck below his grandson's knees.
Right.
While authorities have not yet identified the victims of Sunday's explosions, William Grote said his grandson was one of the 2 people hurt in the blast. While he and his friend were riding a bicycle about a block from their home and one of them was off the curb right in the street. The other one was on the sidewalk walking, and it was so dark they couldn't tell, and they tripped and set off the explosion. They did not see it, which means that Sunday's bomb was planted with tripwire, which again is showing that who's ever planting these, they're evolving. And they're trying to think of different ways to fucking injure people or kill people.
Right. And so we've seen that multiple times. Look at Afghanistan and Iraq, the Balkans, how quickly that stuff escalates and evolves to defeat us. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, the law enforcement and the ATF and whatnot, they put out that information, don't touch anything, don't be wary of the packages if you didn't order anything, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now they're not going to touch it. Okay. And now they're going to call the authorities. So what do we do next? Let's set up an easier way for them to set it off. Right, tripwires.
Yep.
Pressure sensors, things like that. So,
and especially if they use fishing line.
Yep.
As a tripwire. Especially at night, you can't fucking see that. And that's exactly what happened on Sunday. But according to William Grote, Grote said the blast knocked them both off their feet and left them bleeding profusely. Quote, "You don't know what to think," he told the Associated Press. "When something like this is happening, it's just uncalled for." Now, I have seen a couple of my more hardcore liberal friends, if you will, like hardcore liberal. Like you're kind of like, oh, you're borderline Antifa. But again, whatever. Has been sharing some things on Facebook about how, like, white privilege is when, you talk more about a dog who died on an airline than you do about the 5 bombings that have killed minorities in Texas. And I was like, hold the fuck on. Let me drop some knowledge on you. 1, not all victims have been, not white. 2, not all of them have died. 3, the shit's all over the fucking news. So I don't know what kind of censorship you're under, but it's all the fuck over the news.
Yep.
And then, he responded with, well, this is the first, I'm hearing of it. And I'm like, again, you need to check what's, you're paying attention to news-wise. Because obviously you're getting some sort of censorship. Because, again, this is all the fuck over the news. And his girlfriend brought up a very, very good point that I did not consider until she brought it up. Being that if the mainstream media talks about bombings for too long, they're going to distract from the narrative of the guns.
What?
And yeah, you see where I'm going with this? And how there are multiple different ways of injuring and or killing multiple people besides just guns. And how people can inflict terror with other things besides guns.
Hold on. So you just hit another key point I want to touch on this.
Oh, wait.
So this is number 6, right?
Yes.
But it's not terrorism.
Which I don't understand. Why are they? Which I don't agree with at all. Why is this not being considered domestic terrorism, or at least terrorism, if not domestic terrorism? Because again, they don't know who's behind all this. But why is it not being considered terrorist attacks? Why is it just being called, all these packages? No, they are fucking IEDs. Let's call them what they fucking are. Let's not sugarcoat it. I get it. We're in a first world country.
If you do that, it brings it brings the war home, basically, at that point.
But that's just it, though, is that these tactics that are happening over in these war-torn countries are now being brought over here.
Right. And again, we talked about this last week about how easy it is to get this information, and that
exactly. And it's so easy.
Going over here.
Yeah, exactly. And, and that's why they need to call it what it is. They need to fucking call a spade and say, no, this is fucking terrorism. These are IEDs. Mm-hmm. This is what you need to look out for. And they need to actually start telling people, hey, if you see a suspicious looking package, this is what it could, this is an example of what an IED could possibly look like.
Right. And that's the other thing that's not being put out, which really blows my mind, is that, and I got it. And I'm torn on this because of background and whatnot, is the people, the populace needs a certain amount of information to stay vigilant, right?
Yeah.
They need to know what to be on the lookout for, what the previous MO was and whatnot, But on the other hand, I see it from the other standpoint, is we don't want to give away so much that it all of a sudden we tip our hand, and now they adapt and change, and now we're looking for something fucking else.
But that's just it, though. Who's ever doing this is already adapting. Whoever is doing this is already evolving. Because now we're having packages sent through the mail and not just dropped off somewhere. Now we're having packages set off by tripwire and not set off by being picked up or opened. Who's ever doing this is already evolving. And that's the scary part, is that you don't know what he or she or they are going to do next. Because, like, let's face it, we don't know who's behind this. We don't fucking know. And, like, that's the scary part. And I've talked about it with a couple people at work about how, you know, especially like with you and with, you know, a bunch of us from the station, you know, and in my other, like, you know, veteran friends, especially those of us who have deployed. I've been telling, like, all the civilians that I work with, I'm like, this feels like it's a setup, and how it's testing the waters, and they're testing responses, and they're testing to see what we do. And they're testing to see how we react, right? And I keep telling them, I'm like, it's setting up for something bigger and worse than what's happening right now.
It could very well be. That's what's scary.
Yeah. And a lot of the civilians that I work with hadn't even thought of that.
No, because they don't want to comprehend it.
And then, yeah, they were like, oh my God, Mink said so scary. And I'm like, that's fucking reality. Like, hate to break it to you, but believe it or not, people out there don't like us. They don't fucking like us.
Yeah, and nobody wants to understand that. Is that, you know, and then, you know, Casey Lynn in the Facebook Live chat's got a good point. And I know we talked about it's from, we talked about it last week, and I threw it out there just as a possible theory, because something that was being kicked around is, what if this is a true fucking copycat?
Oh, from like the Unabomber?
Yeah.
Unabomber only took out the hospital, though, which, I mean, you know, good news for me.
You know, so he, I don't want to pull that up yet, but hold on a second. Let's see here.
And Pete, no, it's not population control. Population control would be something like the plague. Not fucking IEDs going off everywhere.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the Unabomber had a total of 16 bombings.
Oh. Learn something new.
Yep. So the first was Northwestern University, minor cuts and burns to a single victim. The second, so the timeline for his are a little more spread out. The first one is May 25th, 1978, and the last one coming in on April 24th, 1995, with a total of 3 fatalities. So it's, and he actually bombed a flight on November 15th, 1979. American Airlines Flight 444 from Chicago to Washington, D.C. Explosion occurred in mid-flight. 12 passengers were injured from non-lethal smoke inhalation. So on October 8th, 1981, he did University of Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. No victims. The bomb was defused. Let's see here. So 2 bombs of the Unabombers were defused. One was actually at the Boeing. The second one was at the Boeing company in Auburn, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, and again, there's no rhyme or reason. There doesn't seem to be a pattern. So it's really, really interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
But what if, I mean, shit. Oh, Kaczynski was an assistant professor at Berkeley in 1967.
Berkeley? You mean the home of Antifa? What?
Just saying.
Weird.
Oh, I'm just saying. That could. That. Oh, and so if you don't know, that's how he got his manifesto published as well. Was it the New York Times? Something like a 600,000 word manifesto or some shit.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So all right. It's break time.
Wow, already? Holy shit.
Alrighty. So when we come back, we can finish talking about everything going on in Austin. Oh, sorry about that. I just put buttons up there. Whatever. Yeah. So we'll finish talking about Austin, and then we've got some other stuff that we are going to talk about. So everyone, sit back and relax, and we shall be back here shortly.
Shots.
with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. A few are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome welcome back to part 2 of Tied Up Tuesday with myself, Minx, and Grey Cloud on this 20th of March, 2018. Mother of God.
What?
You know what happens in a month? Mother of God.
Oh. Sorry.
Do you know?
Yes, I know. Super Troopers.
Mother of God. How you feeling? Good enough to fuck your mother. You know what's awesome is that Beer Fest is on Netflix, in case anyone wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely watched that the other night. I was like, oh, Beer Fest. Made me miss Germany so much. So, all right. So basically, y'all, all right. So this 6 bombing, okay, that literally just happened in Austin. So it's on the Austin Travis County line. They're responding to Brody Lane and West Slaughter Lane. That's a good name for a street. Officials said a male in his 30s was transferred to St. David's, South Austin, with potentially serious injuries that are not expected to be life-threatening. So this bombing number 6 happened at a Goodwill store in Austin.
Right. The donation box.
Yeah, the Goodwill spokesman said the victim was an employee of Goodwill who was looking through a fucking box of donations. No other people were injured, and the call came at 19:02 Central Time, so Texas time. AFD reported to the Goodwill store. Authorities have told the local news there may, in fact, be a second device at the location in South Austin.
Really?
Officials with Austin School District told KVUE that Bowie High School has been placed under a reserve lockdown, meaning everyone was ordered to go inside the building. No other schools in the area are affected as of yet. So that is the latest on the most recent bombing. So, oh goodness.
Fucking A.
Yeah. All right. So that's 5 now. It's 5 bombings in Austin City itself, and 1 in. Oh, your camera moved.
Did it?
Yeah. Tilted
How
down.
bad? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Yeah. You fix that.
I will fix this. Stand by.
So yeah, so there's that. No, you get.
Oh, is that more gooder?
It's more gooder.
More gooder. Woohoo!
All right, so that's the latest with Austin. I kind of want to finish this article about the redheads in Australia getting butt hurt. But at the same time, I really want to talk about what happened in Maryland. So there's another school shooting today because apparently we can't go a month without one. However, this school's resource officer actually did his fucking job and shot the suspect. The suspect came in and apparently it was like a lover's or an ex-lover's quarrel. I don't know the story. Like, obviously no one's going to, because again, the shooter was killed within a matter of seconds, if not minutes, of this whole thing starting. The school resource officer was at the scene in under a minute and engaged the shooter. Apparently they both fired at each other like simultaneously. Let's see. And yeah, friggin' the school resource officer, Blaine Gaskill, was instrumental in bringing the incident to a quick end.
That's awesome.
He's hailed as an example of exactly what a resource officer is supposed to do in such a circumstance, particularly when contrasted to the actions of the security officer in last month's shooting in Parkland, Florida, who didn't do a goddamn thing except sit outside and count each fucking bullet as it went flying down the hallway.
Allegedly, he was told to stand down. I can only see your. I can only imagine how you feel about that on the inside.
Oh my god. So he responded exactly how we train our personnel to respond. St. Mary's County Sheriff Tim Cameron told reporters. He engaged the shooter. As soon as gunfire began, Gaskill rushed to the scene. He fired a round at the shooter, who also fired a round at the same time, Cameron said. It's not clear whether the shooter, who I'm not going to say his fucking name because he doesn't deserve to have his name fucking said, was felled by the officer's bullet or if he had killed himself. Now, the story goes on to say that, or the article goes on to say, not the story, words, goes on to say that 2 people were in fact injured in this school shooting. A 16-year-old girl who happened to be the ex-girlfriend of the shooter, and then a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
So, yeah, no, ooh, shots for Blaine. Hell yeah. Bottoms up, dude.
Kaz is fucking savage at the moment.
Right, pun intended. But so the article that I got, or that I was reading from, is from CNN, and they're saying that there's possibly a reason why this is not getting as much attention is because it's going along with, as CNN puts it, the NRA narrative of the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Which is really the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun. Like, let's be honest here.
Which goes against the CNN, NBC leftist mentality of guns are bad.
Which goes, and it completely goes against the narrative of we just need more gun control and we need more gun laws.
Right, because the ones that we have are not working as they are. Right. So more gun. So what? Oh God. So what kills me about this whole argument, right, is it's just two sides yelling at each other at this point, right? Yeah. More guns solve the issue. More laws solve the issue. When they're both fucking wrong. Let's be honest, okay? Yes, I agree. A gun in the hand of a good guy will hopefully triumph the gun of in the hand of a bad guy. I believe that. Secondly, right, more laws on top of the laws that already are being broken don't do anything for anybody. They truly don't. Because let's face it, if the laws were working, we wouldn't have these issues to begin with. Oh, and not to mention the fact that it was a 17-year-old that had the Glock
Right.
pistol.
Right. Let's remember that this school shooting that happened in Maryland was with a handgun and not an AR-15, which again is going against the narrative.
Last time I checked, you had to be 21 everywhere to purchase a pistol.
So
obviously there is a law being broken in that realm somehow, because a 17-year-old was able to acquire a handgun.
Ooh, Bill Monroe in Facebook Live. I love your comment. Maybe this is being orchestrated. I love that use of the word orchestrated to incite enough fear for the masses to ask the government to step in to take drastic action. Maybe to persuade the populace to embrace the agenda of slowly deteriorating rights in the Constitution. Give up some of your rights so we, the government, can give you security.
And those who will sacrifice their rights for security deserve neither.
Right?
Ben Franklin. To synopsize Ben Franklin.
Right. And Bill, I kind of agree with you on that. And it goes back to that quote from Adolf Hitler in Mein Kampf, where he says, like, if you make anything appear as though you're doing it for the good of the children, you will get the support of the nation. Right? Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically like what Hitler said, which is kind of how he kind of took control a little bit. But Christopher brings up a good point. Reasons: no media coverage. 1, not an AR that was used. 2, the kid was 17 when you have to be 21 to possess a handgun. And number 3, a good guy with a gun stopped it.
Yep.
Right? Bombs are illegal. Now Minx is worried about her Amazon shipment. I haven't ordered shit from Amazon recently, thank you. And I know exactly what those boxes look like. And I'm always...
Amazon on them.
What? So... But, yeah. Great Cloud, what are you doing?
Sorry. I'm trying to clarify some information. That's all. My apologies.
Like what?
Just aim for another story later.
Like
Don't
what?
There's many stories to cover tonight.
Oh, there's many stories?
Yeah. So, no, I agree with the narrative. It's an interesting point that Bill brought up, because I thought about that too. But let's face it, not only does it take 2/3 of both houses to pass an amendment, it also has to be ratified by, I think, 3/4 of the states. I have to brush up on my constitutionality here.
Oh, for it to actually change the Constitution? I think you're right.
It's the Constitution, yeah. I think it's 2/3 of both houses, and I think it's 3/4 of the states have to actually approve said amendment or change to the Constitution.
Yeah.
So the actual odds of that happening at this point in time are slim to none.
However, Chris brings up a good point in that, are these being orchestrated to get the majority of the population behind it, to where our lawmakers, our legislators don't have any other choice but to do that in order to keep their job.
Right. Well, then they're in the wrong they're in the wrong fucking profession. And 2,
I mean, obviously laws keep criminals from committing crimes, Christopher. Duh.
Duh. That's why they're there.
Duh.
And 2, I feel that would slowly start to tick towards another revolution of some kind in the U.S., whether that be armed or not armed, there would be an uprising in the U.S. I'm not saying an all-out civil war or armed conflict of some kind, an us versus them mentality. However, there would be some kind of conflict and uprising.
Oh, Christopher says it's 2/3 of states.
2/3. Got it. Okay.
Close enough. It's close enough to 3/4. Whatever.
Same different. It won't happen. Let's face it. All the East Coast and West Coast, and then everything in the middle would definitely outweighs that.
Right.
I'm just saying. Just saying. So yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to cover about this one?
I don't think so. Just freaking this officer. So Blaine Gaskill is a former SWAT officer. So there's that. That's a little bit of his history. So he fucking knows what he's doing when it comes to engaging the fucking enemy, especially on like the civilian side and in close quarters. So good job, dude. Honestly, way to fucking handle that whole situation. Way to not fucking freeze like that douchebag down in fucking.
I don't know what to do. Blah blah blah. I got told to stand down. Bullshit, motherfucker. Just go.
Right, and the kid. But it was a kid. And what if my kid? I didn't want my kids to not have a dad anymore. You fucking signed up for this job, you dumbass.
Dumbass.
Motherfucker. But yeah, so huge props, I guess, to Blaine Gaskill.
Oh, here's a story. Let me see if I can find it quick. Aha. All right, so I got another incident that happened.
Oh.
Yeah. 4 school stabbing victims in critical condition. Teen suspect charged as adult.
Where?
Hold on. Damn it, that's the wrong one. Son of a bitch. That's 2014. God bless it. That's not the article I wanted. Sorry, my apologies. Stand by.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
What should I do with my hands?
Well, keep them
giggity.
Engaged. Son of a bitch.
Mother
Nope.
back.
Wow, I thought there was a stabbing recently that was going down, but apparently I am mistaken.
No, they all happened years ago, but people are just now are resharing.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
That I'm seeing the reshare?
People are resharing the articles to show that guns aren't the only way to kill multiple people at schools.
So, my apologies. But I got another one. Haha. So we're gonna go to we're gonna change gears here. Haha. Uber's self-driving car killed someone.
What?
What happened? Yeah. Woman dead after being struck by a self-driving Uber.
That's awkward.
Just changing gears. No, it's not a funny matter. A self-driving Uber SUV struck and killed a pedestrian on a street Sunday in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it is believed to be the first fatality involving a fully autonomous car. Here's what you need to know about the crash, Uber's autonomous vehicle testing, and what's next. A self-driving Uber Volvo, well, that sucks for them, XC90 SUV killed 49-year-old Elaine Hesberg as she walked her bicycle across the street in Tempe, Arizona, Sunday night, according to the Tempe Police Department. Based on preliminary information, the car was going approximately 40 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, according to Tempe Police Detective Lily Duran. Rafael Vasquez, a 44-year-old test driver from Uber, was behind the wheel of the car at the time. The department is investigating the crash. Police say the investigation so far does not indicate the SUV slowed down before hitting Herzberg. The car was in autonomous mode at the time of the crash, police said. Autonomous mode means the car is driving on its own. During tests, a person sits behind the wheel as a safeguard. There were no signs Vasquez was impaired after the collision. Sergeant Ronald Ellicock, a Tempe police spokesman, said in a press conference. Uber said it has stopped testing self-driving vehicles throughout the United States, and Canada is currently conducting autonomous vehicle tests in Arizona, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and other areas. In a statement, Uber said it's fully cooperating with local officials. Our hearts go out to the victim's family, the company said in a statement. CEO Dara, I'm not going to pronounce that, reacted on Twitter. Uber has previously grounded its vehicles while investigating a crash. In 2017, Uber briefly pulled its vehicles from roads after an Uber self-driving vehicle in Tempe landed on its side. Hold on. How does a vehicle land on its side in Tempe, Arizona? Is it out in the desert?
Okay.
Is it going off a plateau?
Oh my God. Obviously, you have never been to the Phoenix area. Ever
no,
in your life.
I've been to, what's that other one? Shit. Not Phoenix. South of Phoenix.
Tucson?
Yes. I've been there.
Right. Okay. So, basically, Tempe is not in the middle of the desert. It is quite literally a suburb of Phoenix.
Gotcha.
Literally. Now, that being said, how a vehicle could end up on its side, there are storm drains. Because, yes, every so often it does rain there.
It's the monsoons. Got it.
Yes, exactly. And every so often, when it's monsoon season in Arizona, I know because I used to fucking live there. When monsoon season hits, flash floods. So there's a few ways that a car could land on its side.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
I just find it interesting that a self-driving vehicle lands on its side.
Dude, I don't fucking know. All right? I mean, at least it wasn't like an Asian driver.
Well,
I don't know.
Because it depends on the vehicle. You never know.
Stereotypes exist for a reason. All right?
What if it was a Toyota? Or a Honda?
I'm just saying. Like, at least honestly, it probably could have been worse if it was like, an Asian driver.
Like, this was a Volvo. It'd be interesting to see the nationality of the person that was run down. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, great clown.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Sorry.
Oh, speaking of Arizona, I'm going to be out there next weekend.
Oh, for a shenanigans?
No, visiting family.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be 32. What? I turned 32 next week.
That's impossible.
No, it's a true story.
You don't look a day over 23.
I know, right? I keep getting carded. It's amazing.
That's always good.
I went out for St. Patrick's Day, right? I went to the San Antonio Riverwalk, and everywhere I went, they're like, we need to see your ID card. And I'm like, I'm 31.
Yeah.
And the guy that I was hanging out with, my friend, he was getting kind of upset. He's like, seriously, again? And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, I fucking blame you for getting carded. He's like, I've never been carded so much in my life. I blame you because you look like you're 12. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I get insulted when I get carded when I have the beard going.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, nope, just going to leave that there.
Yes. Yeah, it's it's a little insulting when you get carded with the beard. It's like, really? You're carding me?
Kaz brings up a good
policy.
point. Kaz brings up a great point. If you're drunk and you call an Uber and a female Asian driver shows up, do you take your chances with the DUI? Excellent question, Kaz. It's a great question. And that's a fucking pickle, man. It's a pickle.
What do you do at that point? Seriously.
Joe, the answer is yes, Kaz.
Oh man. So yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the heart of something that's going to affect me possibly at the end of the week.
Oh, male birth control?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I found an article about male birth control.
Oh, no, no.
Is that not what we're talking about?
No, not for me because, I took the bullets out of the gun. I can point at anybody. Nobody cares. I'm non-lethal at this point.
You're firing blanks, buddy.
Well, they're still potent blanks. I mean, they could cause damage at a certain range.
Oh, my God.
But nothing lethal. Nothing permanent.
What were you talking about? Oh, my God. I'm red.
You okay there?
Oh, goodness. What were you talking about?
I don't know. We diverged down a very different road at this point.
We did. So what happens? You were talking about what happens to you at the end of the week.
Yes, at the end of the week.
Yes.
So the government shutdown. For those of you who are not paying attention to the news and whatnot, the government shutdown is looming again. So the article I've got pulled up is from ABC News. The spending talks apparently are dragging on, blah, blah, blah. So with Congress heading towards another government shutdown, House Speaker Paul Ryan said he is hoping today that negotiators will finalize an agreement Tuesday and said congressional leaders are not yet discussing a continuing resolution as a backup plan. Well, there's your first fail option there. There are some unresolved issues. We're working through them as we speak, and we're hoping to post it today, Ryan said. Appropriators are working nearly around the clock to finish a $1.3 trillion spending bill. One top GOP aide close to negotiations said appropriations worked past 1 a.m. Tuesday before calling it a night and picking back up at 7:30 a.m. The agreement requires bipartisan agreement from the White House and all four corners of Congress, Senate and House Democrats, as well as Senate and House Republicans. A top Democratic aide said there are something like 20 riders still in play and at least a dozen other major issues still being discussed at the negotiations. This process just takes time. Well, I hate to say this, but time is running out. Ryan signaled that Republicans appear ready to attach the Fix NIC gun purchase background checks bill, a move that could help build bipartisan consensus around the package. That is something we're discussing with our colleagues, Ryan said. I think we should do Fix NCIS. I agree with Fix NICS. Excuse me. That's something we're discussing with our friends on the other side of the aisle. Rep. Dan Donovan, a New York Republican hoping to attach the Gateway Tunnel project to the spending bill, believes President Trump could be backing off his veto threat if the omnibus bill funds the project. This is important. It's important to the nation. It'd be an economic stimulus, Donovan said. Certainly after Hurricane Sandy, our two tunnels were deteriorating because of the storm, and building two new ones and retrofitting those two old ones will be an incredible boom to the country. Representative Dave Bratt, a Virginia Republican and a member of the Freedom Caucus, said he will vote no because of the $1.3 trillion price tag. I'm not happy with the product that's going to be there in 4 days, but we can get there. That's the problem, is we're going to get there, Brad said. I'm a no on just the spending piece alone. For Donovan and the rest of the Congress, time is running out. Government funding lapses at the end of the day on Friday. So 23:59 on Friday, money runs out. We have to keep our government open, Donovan said. Nobody sent us to Washington to shut their government down. They sent us to make it work better for them. Well, if that's the case, right? So my couple issues on this are, if that's the case, then just pass the spending bill itself. Take off all these fucking riders, take off all these other fucking, this pork spending, and just pass the budget as needed to fund the government.
No.
All this other fucking garbage needs to be hashed out in other bills later. And you know what? I truly hope that Trump throws his foot down and says, I ain't signing shit. Especially if they come to the table with a CR. I truly believe that the president needs to fucking do something and say, fuck no, I ain't signing shit. Pass a bill, pass an actual budget for the fiscal year, and then I'll sign it. But if they come with a CR, he needs to tell them to get bent and pound sand. What? Thoughts?
Government shutdown doesn't really affect me anymore.
No, but it affects a lot of our audience.
It does. It really does. Obviously Joe is excited. Yay, shutdown time again.
Little free vacation.
Woo! That being said, I do agree with you that there should not be a continuation resolve. They need to not have separate things tacked on to the budget bill. They need to just focus on allocating money for the federal government and figuring things out like DACA at a different time.
Right.
That being said, I saw apparently there's some protesting going on by Dreamers. The Dreamers.
In California?
I don't know, probably. I don't really fucking care. At this point, I don't care. I do know they were holding up signs that were saying something about like no Dreamers, no deal, which I don't fucking care. Like I saw them and I was like, I don't fucking care about you and I don't fucking care about your sign. I don't fucking care. Like, you're an adult. You've been here now for, a while.
Mm-hmm.
Work on getting your citizenship. Work on being here legally. Like, I don't understand what's so fucking hard about that. I don't understand why this is even a fucking issue.
And it shouldn't be, and that's what kills me.
When if the roles were reversed and it was illegal immigrants in any other country, literally any other country, like they would not be doing this, because again they would be imprisoned and sentenced to hard labor. Looking into Iran, North Korea. So I don't understand why this is a fucking issue. right? We're talking about people who legally cannot vote, who legally have no say in how our country is fucking ran. But yet
we need to protect them somehow.
But yet our politicians on half the side of the house are talking about protecting people who can't legally fucking vote for them. You would think the people in charge of running our country would be more concerned about our nation's actual citizens than its non-citizens. And what I mean by citizens, I mean by all of our, our homeless vets. Where are our politicians looking out for them?
They're not.
And that's what's fucking crazy is that there's fucking Skid Row in LA. LA looks like a fucking third world country right now because the streets are littered with homeless everywhere. And like not just in like, the ghetto of LA, like the affluent neighborhoods of LA are lined up and down the street by homeless encampments where they are shitting and pissing in the streets, where they're doing drugs right there in the streets. There's dirty needles everywhere. The streets of LA look like a fucking third world country. But no. Let's take care of our fucking illegal immigration, like our illegal immigrants, and make sure that they fucking feel welcome because they might be able to illegally vote for me one day.
Yep. Because, that's the important part.
Right? But you know what? Fuck our own citizens. They don't matter. That's my viewpoint. Our lines are open, by the way. If anyone wants to call in and discuss this, you guys are more than welcome to. I love callers. If you want to call in and give us your opinion on this subject matter, the number is 415-889-8367. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Because I know my thoughts. I know Great Cloud's thoughts. We rant about this every couple weeks. I mean, we do. We really do.
We do. And again, obviously our stance doesn't change. It never has. And I don't think it will. But, and we know most of our audience's stance because they're usually very awesome about talking to us through the Facebook Live and the Mixer chats and whatnot.
Oh, that was weird.
A little bit, yeah.
It was really weird. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, John Out. Now that stupid song is in my head.
Which one?
Do I diddy diddy dum diddy do.
Right?
God bless it. I'm going to have to listen to music on the break.
Right.
But yeah, it's very, very interesting that, why aren't vets talked about in the same passion and whatnot that these undocumented individuals, illegal immigrants, whatever we want to call them at this point, why aren't they talked about in the same passion by the parties? Neither party talks about them in the same passion and vitriol. It blows my mind our community has sacrificed so much to make us a better nation, to take up arms in defense of our nation, in defense of our Constitution, but yet they are not even remotely talked about in the same passion and light and hate from one side and the other as illegal immigrants are. Oh, we got to protect the dreamers. Really? Why don't we protect our own first? Protect the vets. Where are the bills to protect the vets? The sanctuary cities to protect the vets, right? Where's the free housing for the vets? For fuck's sake. Our community literally writes a check to cash in up into the value of our life. Why? So you can protect the fucking undocumented? So you can provide the undocumented a way to earn a wage and make a living and all this other shit who don't contribute taxes because they're paid under the table. I'm from rural Colorado. I know how it works. They're paid under the table. They don't pay taxes. They don't contribute to the society. Everybody says, oh, they do the jobs that other people won't do. Bullshit. The jobs would have to be done. If people needed work, they'll find a way to fucking work. They'll do the jobs that are needed to make a living. But for fuck's sake, where's the protection for the vets? Where is the protection for our community being screamed about from the left and the Democrats? No, all they want to scream about is the fucking handouts and all that other shit that they can get for their state and line their own fucking pockets for protecting the quote unquote dreamers. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of those dreamers joined the armed forces. And by God, they deserve everything we can give them, to include citizenship in the United States. However, that is a very small percentage of the total populace that is here as the dreamers and undocumented and illegal immigrants, however you want to phrase it, okay? Let's take care of our own first. Take care of those who have earned it by raising the right hand and ready to sacrifice. And then we'll go forward. Come up with that solution. End of rant. God damn it, Cause, why'd you have to? Yes. Dreamers are Americans. Period. Americans have dreams too. We do. Everybody has a dream in the U.S. Whether they want to be an aerospace engineer, they want to be a politician, God help them, or they want to be a teacher, right? The gambit is huge, and everybody's got a dream. So let's take care of the dreamers that are here in the nation first, that have been here, that are ready to sacrifice, and then we'll take care of everybody else. Well, let's take care of our own first. End of story. End of rant. Because that story's never going to end. We know this. Never, ever, ever. Yep. Yeah. So it's fuck. Just frustrating. That's all. That whole shit. There was hold on, I got another story about that by the way. Yep. Let's see here. I lost that story. Anyway, so earlier today, I saw a story about a Southern California town rejecting the sanctuary status of California. Like the city council said that they would not follow the California laws when it comes to cooperating with law enforcement, that they would follow the Constitution and cooperate with federal law enforcement when it came to illegals and things like that, and ICE. See if I can find that. Sanctuary City Crisis. Bam.
Oh, crisis. Good word usage.
Found it.
Go
Man.
on.
Southern California
I'm
town
intrigued.
stands up to state votes to reject sanctuary law. That's amazing. That's in California. One.
Woo!
A Southern California town council rebelled Monday night and voted to reject the state's sanctuary law. Los Alamitos council members voted 4-1 to opt out of the state's laws that limit cooperation between local police and federal immigration agents. The law, signed by Governor Jerry Brown last year and became effective on January 1, includes prohibiting state and local police agencies from informing federal authorities in cases when illegal immigrants facing deportation are released from detention. Los Alamitos adopted ordinance claims the new state law may be in direct conflict with federal laws and the Constitution. The council therefore finds that it is impossible to honor our oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States if they do not opt out of it. The vote caused diverse reactions among over 150 people participating in the council meeting. They are asserting their right to ensure the Constitution remains the main law of the land, Arthur Shapirer, who supported the motion, told Fox Los Angeles. Moshe Cohen, an immigrant from Israel, said he came to the U.S. legally and that everyone should follow that path too. He became a legal resident after marrying his American wife. The law is the law and has to be enforced all over the country, he told Los Angeles Times. The country is a law and order country and you have to come here legally. Others, upset at a council in California, chose to decide whether to ignore state laws aimed at protecting illegal immigrants, showed up to protest the vote, causing a temporary delay. What we don't understand, what we fear, we kill. And that's what we're doing. We're killing the spirit of this nation, which is American. Joanne, I'm not going to pronounce it, told the newspaper. The only dissenting voice on the council, Mark Chirico, wrote on Facebook after the vote that I could not see how the ordinance proposed tonight would benefit our city and will instead place our city in danger of a costly and uphill battle with the state of California. But many believe the example of the Los Alamos Council may be a game changer in California, where state officials have positioned themselves as against the immigration policies of the Trump administration. Perhaps it could be the leader. We are heartened that the body politics is taking an action that supports federal laws. Robin Hivitson, executive director of pro-immigration enforcement group We the People Rising, told the LA Times. We're just calling on the federal government to stand up on behalf of the city, she said, hoping the U.S. Department of Justice will support the city. The newly passed law will have a second reading in a month. It is expected that ordinance will pass again. Interesting. What do you think?
I think it's very, very interesting. So a lot of people don't realize that there are conservative parts in California.
Yeah.
Shocking. I know.
It is. It is shocking. When I read that, I was like, holy cow.
No, there really are. A lot of more the rural areas of California, especially where it's mainly like an agriculture area of California. It's more conservative there. So of course they're going to stand up to Governor Jerry Brown and be like, hey, we're not going to go along with these sanctuary city laws because they're bullshit. Especially with that whole thing that happened in Oakland a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to our earlier conversation where it's mind-boggling that these politicians, these legislators, are pandering to people who can't legally fucking vote for them. And it's absurd that and I share your outrage in this, Gray Cloud, in that they are taking the, I guess, welfare of non-citizens over citizens, and especially over the citizens who have served this country.
Yeah.
That's but yeah, no, there are actually quite a few areas in California that are quite conservative.
Well, that goes back to something else I saw today about there's a whole movement about new states being formed. About the secession of states from other states, if that makes any sense. Sorry. We talked a few weeks back about the secession of and the creation of New California from Old California. Apparently, it's a growing movement amongst many states where there's a huge divide between rural and urban entities. So you got California. I read an article two or three years ago about it being a movement in Colorado. So it's really, really interesting that this could gain traction throughout the U.S. New York, Colorado, California, Oregon, and Washington. Where there's a huge disconnect between urban and rural areas. That could very well drive the issue home and get on the ballot and become a legitimate threat to those states.
I don't know. Just oh, hey, shit! It's break time.
Break time. Woo!
All right, you guys, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have the third and final hour of Tied Up Tuesday. So don't go anywhere. We shall be right back.
Together, I gotta stay in tune. Same times against me, but I hate to rush. Gotta keep it between the lines until I hit the dust. I gotta buy some time. The key to freedom lies across the state line. It's a daily ritual, this game I play. In the life of a shadow man with a debt to pay. Hit the gravel with my hand on the rail. life that I lead, it might not take me anywhere, but I was born to travel along this lonely road to nowhere. Like this life that I lead, it might not take me anywhere, but I was born to travel along this lonely road to nowhere.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome back to our third and final hour of Tied Up Tuesday. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Now, oh.
What?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes.
I found an article.
You did?
I did. Well, I mean, I found a couple. So apparently, I'm gonna try to read this without laughing.
Okay.
Apparently, NASA wants to probe deeper into Uranus than ever before. Again, I'm going to try. So up until now, NASA has never paid too much attention to Uranus.
Jesus God, I can't get past that sentence.
But now the space agency wants to take a good long look. And one of the things it might be investigating is all that gas. The NASA group outlined 4 possible missions to the giant ice giants Uranus and Neptune. These missions include 3 orbiters and a possible flyby of Uranus. The planned probes would take off in the 2030s, New Scientist reports. Quote, the preferred mission is an orbiter with an atmospheric probe to either Uranus or Neptune. All right, so it's either one.
Either one.
This provides the highest scientific value and allows in-depth study of all aspects of either planet's systems, to include its rings, satellites, atmosphere, magnetosphere, oh, big word for me, says Amy Simon, co-chair of the Ice Giants pre-decadal, there we go, study group. So 3 orbiters and a flyby of Uranus, which would include a narrow-angle camera to draw out details, especially of the of the ice giants' moons. It would also drop an atmospheric probe to take a dive into Uranus's atmosphere to measure the levels of gas and heavy elements there. 3 orbiters and a flyby of Uranus, which would include it's repeated itself. So NASA's Voyager 2, a spacecraft, flew closely past distant Uranus, the 7th planet from the sun, in January 1986. Woo, my birth year. At its closest, the spacecraft came within 50,600 miles of Uranus' cloud tops on January 24th of that year. So several instruments studied the ring system, uncovering the fine details of the previously known rings and 2 newly detected rings. Voyager data showed that the planet's rate of rotation is 17 hours and 14 minutes. The space, so significantly a bit faster than that of Earth. The spacecraft also found a Uranian magnetic field that is both large and unusual. In addition, the temperature of the equatorial region, which receives less sunlight over a Uranian year, is nevertheless about the same as that at its poles. But apparently we've been saying Uranus wrong. There we go. Not long. I don't know how, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how. It just says, like, sorry, you've probably been saying the word Uranus wrong your whole life. And then it just leaves it at that.
It just leaves it at that.
So what's the right way to say it? Is it Uranus?
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 No, I don't think that sounds right.
But again, it has your and then anus. Like, hooked on phonics. Come on now.
Yeah, you're So there's that.
Yeah, so there is that.
2030 probing.
Prepare Uranus.
Prepare your anus.
For that deep probing.
It's the good probing.
Bend over, boys.
It'll feel good. Mostly, perhaps.
Right? We'll spit on it first.
Wow. On that note.
What? I'm just saying.
Just saying.
You can't. No, you never go in dry. One,
because that hurts, I think.
Yeah. 1, rude. 2, ow. Like, 3, manners. 4, foreplay is a thing.
It is. It's an important thing.
It is. It is a very important thing.
Very importante.
So hopefully, NASA foreplays Uranus before probing it deeply.
I'd hope so, because that could get awkward in the solar system.
Do you think it'll take it out for dinner and some drinks first?
No, it'll be like, bitch, if you don't let this happen, we'll treat you like Pluto.
Oh, God. Oh, no. No, you didn't. You had to bring Pluto into this, didn't you?
I did.
God, that poor thing.
We'll cut you loose like Pluto. I'm sorry.
Right? We'll declassify you from a planet to a nothing, and then we'll reclassify you as a dwarf planet maybe a couple of years down the road when we're no longer mad at you.
We'll classify you as an orbital groupie.
Orbital groupie?
Or orbital groupie, yes.
Oh my God.
Orbital groupie.
Right. Oh, so this other article that I found
Yes.
is talking about male birth control.
Oh God.
I saw that I saw that you reacted to my sharing it to our news articles chat.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I reacted because
you were not a fan of this. Why is that?
No. I reacted because it said this link was not available.
Oh.
So I don't know what the article was.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
Show you, nerd.
All right, so basically, a male birth control pill has been developed and is apparently safe to use and does not harm sex drive, according to the first clinical trials. So a male birth control pill has been developed, which is effective, which is, obviously the most important part, safe, and does not harm sex drive. In what has been described as a, quote, major step forward, the drug was successfully tested on 83 men for a month for the first time. So far, efforts to create a once-daily pill to mimic the mainstream female contraceptive have stalled because men metabolize and clear out the hormones it delivers too quickly. It means temporary male contraception has relied upon pretty much condoms alone, with the main hopes for future contraceptive developments resting on a long-acting injection or topical gel, both of which are also under development. So those of you who don't know, there actually is FDA approved, and it's in effect now. There is a male contraceptive that is injected straight into the vas def with a small needle right into the scrotum. But, guys are fucking babies.
What? No.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like a 30 gauge needle. So it's tiny. It's literally tiny. But it goes, oh God, you're such a baby. But it goes.
What? I'm a baby.
You're such a baby.
You know what? I've got again, I'm non-lethal at this point. I'm less than lethal at this point. There's no such thing as non-lethal. The term is less than lethal.
Right, yeah. So, so basically, this gel creates a blockage in the vas def, which lasts anywhere from 5 to 10 years. And to get it reversed, you just get another little injection that dissolves it. And then, ta-da, you're blockage free and able to procreate. Again, though, guys are babies. So, whatever. So the new drug called, I'm not even gonna attempt this.
Why not?
No, I can't. I don't think you understand. It took me a while to be able to pronounce like acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. Right? So acetaminophen, which is the actual drug name for Tylenol. But I sat there for probably about 5 minutes.
No. Acetaminophen is the active ingredient in Tylenol.
It is. No, acetaminophen is Tylenol.
Active ingredient.
It's Tylenol.
I'm not arguing that it's not Tylenol.
It's Tylenol. But no, it took, I sat there for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to lie. About 5 minutes, just literally sounding it out. Being like, aceta. It's like, fuck, I sound stupid. So I'm not even going to fucking try it with this one. Anyways, it's this long fucking word, right? Or
is it a long word? Like multiple syllables?
Yeah, it's literally every letter in the alphabet is in this thing. It's ridiculous. It looks like there could, again, I'm dyslexic. I don't know. So it looks like there could be a Q in there, possibly an X. I don't know how to pronounce either of those.
Like when I use interrogative with that Marine.
Yes. What?
Interrogative?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm retarded, remember?
Interrogatives are your basically your 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why.
That thing. But yeah. But no, it's multiple words, and there's literally every letter in the alphabet in it. So it's this long, these long words, or DMAU. Here we go. DAMU. There we go. Includes a long chain fatty acid, which slows down the clearance, allowing just one dose to be taken each day. So like the pill for women, the experimental pill combines the activity of
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Shut up. Androgen, which is a male hormone such as testosterone and progesterone, which is half the ingredients for a female birth control pill, which is nothing but estrogen and progesterone. Progestin. There we go. So investigators at the University of Washington Medical Center tested 3 doses of DMAU, 100, 200, and 400 milligrams on 100 healthy men between 18 and 50 years old, 83 of whom completed the study. They were subject to blood sampling for hormone and cholesterol testing on the first and last days of the study. At the highest dose of DMAU tested, the 400 milligrams, subjects showed, quote, marked suppression, unquote, of levels of their testosterone and 2 other hormones required for sperm production. The results showed that the pill worked only if taken with food. Despite having low levels of circulating testosterone, very few subjects reported symptoms consistent with testosterone deficiency or excess, said Professor Stephanie Page, senior investigator on the study. These promising results are unprecedented in the development of a prototype male pill. All groups taking DMAU experienced some weight gain as well as decreases in the HDL, or the good cholesterol. However, all subjects passed their safety tests, including markers of liver and kidney function. DMAU is a major step forward in the development of a once-daily male pill, said Professor Page. Many men said that they would prefer a daily pill as a reversible contraceptive rather than a long-acting injection or topical gel. So contraceptive pills for females have been available for almost 70 years, although the only achieved widespread use in Britain, including availability on the NHS in 1961. However, other than the condom, which were first invented back in 1855, there have never been a temporary male contraceptive.
True.
So
what do you think about it? Do you think it's got good potential in a market?
Oh, yeah. I think it's friggin' awesome. I mean, which is safer, shooting blanks or shooting live rounds at a bulletproof vest?
Well, 50-50, maybe, depending on who you're talking to.
No, there's no 50-50.
No.
If you unload the weapon and pull the trigger,
weapon's always a safe weapon. Actually, an assumed unloaded weapon is always the most dangerous. Just saying.
Which is, oh my god.
Just saying.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Ooh,
but no, like if you unload the weapon and then try to pull the trigger, obviously nothing's going to come out, right? Mm-hmm. Phrasing.
No, I agree. So here's my take on it, right? So it is. If it proves to be safe and effective, I'm all for it, right? But responsibility still lies on both parties.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no. Birth control definitely is a two-party thing.
Right. So if you come to that conclusion and you understand the consequences of said actions, then I've got no issues with it. The problem becomes, like any other situation, what if it fails?
Then it's just like female birth control.
And that's what I'm saying is that there's nothing the only thing that's 100% foolproof is abstinence, period.
But let's face it, that's not fun.
No, it's never fun.
Abstinence sucks.
However, if both parties understand with what's going on and they're willing to, assume that risk in their life, right? Because again, there's still risk there that the female becomes pregnant, then it's fine. But what it does help with is that at least the guy knows that he's got, X percentage of not ending up with either an unplanned pregnancy that he wasn't sure of, and or one of those other issues. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. But see, the thing with the injectable gel and straight into the vas stuff, that is 100%, because it creates a complete blockage.
Right. And what do we know about the human body? Well, it finds a way. Fucking Joe, blow it in her hair and call it conditioner.
Ew, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. No. Okay, no. All right, so, no. Especially, oh my God, no. Especially if she has long hair. How dare you get in her hair, sir? Disgusting. Seriously, if it gets, I've always had this, fucking rule. If it gets in my hair, it's going in yours. I've always had that. No. Control that shit.
Hold on. Goes in your hair if it gets in hers. Let me write that down for myself. Got it.
No, seriously. I have I've actually done it.
That's just.
I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. Do you know how long it takes to wash this?
A hot minute.
It takes a long fucking time. So yeah, no, I've literally been like, no, excuse me, and put it in his hair, and I'm like, how do you like it? It's not fun, is it? Needless to say, I was not. I did not get a call back, and that's fine, because I didn't want to have to go through that again, and it wasn't good. So whatever. It wasn't.
Wow, it's just anyway.
Just saying,
good to know. Again, I wrote that down. I stuck it in a pen.
Just say if you honestly, if you come in a girl's hair, that's just rude.
It is. I will agree. That's rude.
It's fucking rude. There's obviously other places that you can fucking nut, right?
That they'd probably enjoy it much gooder than in their hair.
Right? Yeah. If she's a true champ, she'll swallow it. Just throwing that out there. But that, or I don't know, her fucking neck, her chest, her fucking, right on top of her fucking vag. Obviously, not in it unless you're really just being, if you're into risky sex, then that's one thing. But
agreed.
Her butt, if you're into butt stuff.
If both parties on that one.
Just not the hair, man. Come on. Honestly, this is not something about Mary. Oh, God.
All right.
Just, the scene with the
Yeah, I know the scene. Everybody knows that famous scene. We'll just say that.
How uncomfortable are you about this subject, Grey Cloud? You seem uncomfortable.
I'm fine with it.
Are you sure? You seem uneasy.
I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm. As you take your drink, you're like, oh God.
Drink.
I'm just saying, like, there's so many.
Saying.
There's so many better places for a dude to nut than on, like, in your hair.
I agree with that. End of story. Rosie Jinx Minx.
I do.
Mm-hmm. So, I got another story. I got one.
Oh.
Yes. Has anybody heard about the Facebook issue?
Facebook issue or YouTube?
We'll cover Facebook first.
Okay.
Then we'll go into your story about the YouTubes.
Okay.
So Facebook had a breach recently, right? So 7 months on from peak buzz regarding Zuckerberg's presidential possibilities, i.e., rumor is he was, bless you,
thank you,
eyeing a 2020 run, have been walloped repeatedly by negative news. It began with revelations in late 2017 that Russia used Facebook extensively as both an advertising medium and an organizing tool for their efforts to disrupt the 2016 presidential election. Now comes reporting that Cambridge Analytica, a data firm employed by then-candidate Donald Trump, may have gained access to detailed personal information of more than 50 million users. Facebook says the data in question was legally gathered by a psychology professor who then passed it along to Cambridge Analytica, which is against company policies. The financial fallout for Facebook has been vast, the company's market value dropping by $50 billion since last week. What's harder to quantify, but no less damaged, is the image of Zuckerberg within the political world. He has gone from a touted messenger of the future of what engagement and communication in politics and in life could be to a sort of cautionary tale of the dangerous downsides of ever accelerating obsession with online lives and steadily increasing willingness to share every iota of personal information with a nameless, faceless entity. In the wake of the Russia revelations late last year, Zuckerberg pledged to ensure that his creation wouldn't be poisoned by bad actors. Quote, "We're serious about preventing abuse on our platforms," quote, end quote, Zuckerberg said in November 2017 statement. "We're investing so much in security that it'll impact our profitability. Protecting our community is more important than maximizing our profits," end quote. A bunch of lies there. Zuckerberg has said nothing since the Cambridge Analytica allegations emerged late last week. But he almost assuredly will have to speak, facing, as he does, calls from Congress to testify about Facebook's privacy policies and the way in which it handles advertising on the site. It is time for Mr. Zuckerberg and other CEOs to testify before Congress, tweeted Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner Tuesday. The American people deserve answers about social media manipulation in the 2016 election. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. First of all, what kills me about this is that they want to blame Facebook for all this garbage, right? Facebook put all this stuff out and all this other shit, right? Well, if the American people and the voting populace knew what the fuck they were doing, they would be able to research the shit on their own. They would be able to go out and find this. Nation, I implore you, always look to the issues on your own. Do not rely on the news. Do not rely on social media. Do not rely on your buddies. Go look it up yourselves. Educate yourselves on the issues you find important to you. Read the bills before they are passed. Read what your representatives and their opponents have supported and opposed in the past. That is the only way we're going to get through this fucking shithole that we are currently in with the current Congress. The story continues. The rapid rise and fall of Zuckerberg is a telling tale of our decidedly mixed relationship with technology and what it means to how we will work and play in the coming years and decades. For many, Zuckerberg symbolized the transformational power of technology. The social networking website he dreamed up at Harvard became a way that we could connect with all sorts of people. College friends you always wondered whatever happened to, potential future employers or employees, your offline friends. Literally, you could be friends, albeit in a digital sense, only with people all over the world in a few keyboard clicks. Again, get out there, nation. The story continues about Zuckerberg and whatnot, but I find it interesting that, and I read another article today that silence says everything. He and his, I forget her status, but Sandberg have not said anything since this breach came to light. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like it's. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still thinking about the censorship happening on YouTube though.
Oh, yes. Oh, that plays right into this. Go ahead.
So for those of you who are unaware, YouTube is censoring videos, there we go, that showcase weapons in any capacity. Which kind of goes against some stuff, but whatever. Censorship. Right? Great Cloud.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
I'm supposed to hit the Cartman button. All right, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Dad! What?
Oh, nothing. Wow, you said Cartman. All I can think is respect my authority.
Cartman!
But yeah. So YouTube is censoring people's, what would it be, First Amendment?
In theory.
Rights?
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of, what is it? Expression?
Yep, freedom of expression was what it would technically fall under.
That's illegal, right?
In theory, it would go against that amendment, the censorship amendment, or freedom of expression. There it is.
Right? Yeah. Which is, the First Amendment. But we don't need those silly amendments. Socialism's amazing. Look at how well it's doing in Venezuela.
It's doing awesomely, apparently.
Oh my God. What?
However, so I found an article from The Sun, right? Which obviously we know how The Sun's ranks in
right, yeah.
Yeah. However, YouTube sees it as a way of maintaining freedom of speech and allowing discussion of controversial issues without resorting to the wholesale banning of videos.
Okay. So, update on the 6th bombing in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
The one from tonight that happened at the Goodwill. An incendiary device was found in the package at Austin Goodwill. police and the FBI said it was not believed to be linked to the string of package bombs that have killed 2 people over the past month.
How is it?
Because it didn't explode.
Got it. Doesn't mean it's not really not linked.
True. It says, so Austin Police Department put out a Twitter update that says, hashtag update. There was no package explosion in the 9800 block of Brody Lane. Items inside package was not a bomb, rather an incendiary device. At this time, we have no reason to believe this incident is related to previous package bombs. Hashtag breaking, hashtag package bomb murders. And then ATF headquarters tweeted pretty much the same thing.
But it's not terrorism.
Which, again, I don't understand why they aren't. Why are they not labeling this as what it fucking is, which is terrorism?
Because, like we discussed earlier, it goes against the narrative and the forum. It goes against everything that would that they're trying to protect against, right?
Which
it brings it home and makes it real.
Which, like we were talking about, it brings what's happening overseas here to everyone's front doors, which, let's face it, that's what's already happening. So the only way to really combat that is to call a spade, call it for what it is, call these IEDs and not just exploding packages, and call it fucking terrorism. And call these terrorist attacks.
I agree with you. Why aren't we doing it that way? Because that's exactly what it is. It's terrorist tactics at this point.
Yeah. So.
And again, what happens if it spreads outside of Texas?
I don't know.
That's my question. If it spreads outside of Texas, then what?
No idea.
Is it still just bombings, or do we have a serious issue that's spreading?
Right.
It blows my mind that that everybody's afraid to call it what it truly is.
What you doing, Grey Cloud?
Say again?
What you doing? You're typing loudly.
I don't know why it's always so loud when I type when I'm trying to look up articles and shit. I found the one I wanted. Oh. So everybody knows Nicholas Cruz, right?
Yes.
Guy responsible for the shooting.
Oh yeah, that douchebag.
Yes, that douchebag. His brother.
Awkward.
Yeah, was arrested for trespassing charges at Marjory Stoneman Douglas School.
That's more awkward.
Yeah, at the high school there. So, his bond has been set at $500,000. A trespassing charge. Bond set at $500,000.
They're not fucking around.
Apparently not. The story starts, Zachary Cruz poses a threat similar to that of his brother accused mass killer Nicholas Cruz, and he should have an exceptionally high bond for his trespassing charge, a prosecutor argued Tuesday. It turns out when Cruz was found on the campus of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, it was the third time he had been at the school since the shooting that killed 17 people on 14 February. the prosecutor said. Judge Kim Threesome Mullica set bond for Cruz at $500,000 and ordered certain restrictions, including that he stay away from the Parkland school. In seeking a high bond for Zachary Cruz, Assistant State Attorney Sarah Hennell Murphy said that just weeks after his brother murdered, injured, and terrorized the school, Zachary Cruz was on the campus with no legitimate purpose. Murphy said that his arrest, Zachary Cruz admitted to investigators that he had been on the Stoneman Douglas campus 2 other times since the shootings. Quote, he has all the same flags present as his brother, Murphy said in suggesting that Zachary Cruz poses a threat to the community. His mother and father are deceased. His brother is incarcerated. When he was arrested, he gave a Parkland address where he does not reside, Murphy said. She added that the guardian Cruz lives with in Lake Worth was in New York when he was arrested and had no idea, quote unquote, how or why he went to the school. Since his arrest Monday, Murphy said Zachary Cruz has had contact in jail with his brother Nicholas. He has been heard and observed discussing how popular his brother is now, that his face is everywhere and his name is national, she said. Murphy said that there has been a discussion about starting a pen pal or fan club and the fact that he is capable of attracting a lot of girls. Murphy argued for a $750,000 bond for Zachary Cruz, saying that the potential danger he poses to the community played out on Tuesday. When the parents became aware of his presence on campus, many kept their children from home from school today. They have been terrorized again. Zachary Cruz, 18, told deputies he visited the school Monday to reflect on school shootings and to soak it in, according to the arrest report. He had been warned by school officials to keep away from the campus. And it goes on to quote several other students, quote unquote, about how they feel about him being on the campus. So I feel that I got it. You know, he should not be on this campus. I got it. But $500,000 bond seems a bit excessive.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Does he really, you know, they're throwing all these, you know, the prosecutor wants to throw all these flags out there and the judge wants to do what's right. However, really a $500,000 bond for somebody who apparently has no other ties to what's going on other than that it's his brother.
You saw that his sister was arrested too, right?
I did not see the sister.
Yeah. I saw it a couple days ago or last week. I don't know. I thought I shared it. Apparently I did not though, because I was just looking for it. I was like, I know I shared this, but I did not. So yeah, but yeah, his like all the kids are fucking up.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's interesting that his brother is now garnering this attention and is now facing a trespassing charge, but yet the bond that was set for a trespassing charge seems well beyond what should be warranted.
I don't.
Tell me why.
Look at what his brother did.
Right.
And I get it, you know, just because his brother did that does not necessarily mean that he would do that. However, that's not a chance I'm willing to take, especially given everything that's going on right now. It's not a chance I'm willing to take at all. So he can fucking sit at county until his fucking hearing, or however the fuck it works. Again, I don't know. I've never gone to fucking jail. I don't know how it fucking works. But he can sit there until he makes bond, or until he fucking gets a court date, or fucking whatever. However the system works, he can fucking sit there. Because I'm not willing to risk a repeat of what happened. by that kid's brother.
Right. Is this the church shooter's sister that was arrested?
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
See? Because, like, oftentimes, like, I'm not going to say, it's all the time, but oftentimes siblings sometimes have the same ideologies.
Could be.
Right? So. Especially if they were close.
Yeah.
Especially if they were close.
Man, it's interesting to think that. I don't know. I'm on both sides of this. I don't know. It can go either. It could go either way. But so there's that. Anyway. And just like that, it was a fast 3 hours.
Right? Just like that, we're done.
Woohoo!
All right, y'all. So, Mother of God.
Mother of God.
Littering and.
Littering
and.
Oh my God.
Smoking the reefer.
That.
Good enough to fuck your mother. Oh, God. All right. So, y'all, we do a show 5 nights a week. Tonight is Tied Up Tuesday with myself, Minx, and down there is Gray Cloud. Wave to the people, Gray Cloud. Are you waving?
Why would I be waving?
I told you to.
Hand, wrist, elbow.
There we go. Our next show is Thursday, and that's Sergeant's Time, and that is with Ice and Dr. Madness. Friday, we have Friday Night Freedom with myself, Minx, and Pookie. Saturday, we have Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. We do have a Sunday show that is going to be coming or starting up here shortly. I can't remember if it's going to be this week or next week. But I do know it's going to be with the one and only best stepdad ever.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking it with Kaz on Sundays. So that's gonna be happening. And then we have the Monday edition with Ice and Flash, and then we're back here to Tuesday for Tied Up Tuesday. So our next guest is actually this Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah. And that is actor Chris Brunetti, YouTube star Bion No Cash McCullough, and the executive director of House of Hope, Brian Braddock. So actor and Army veteran Chris Brunetti will be back on the show to tell us about a new project called The Unsheltered Experience. He's working on it with YouTube star Bion No Cash McCullough and the executive director of House of Hope, Brian Braddock. The Unsheltered Experience is about taking a hard look at the state of homelessness in America. Oh my God, it's almost like we were talking about that during the show. Weird.
What?
Weird. Next guest is on Saturday, the 24th. We have author J.P. Willie. J.P. Willie is who's an active duty Sergeant First Class in the Army. We'll be on to talk about his debut book, Blood in the Woods. He was born and raised in the great southern state of Louisiana, and he moved to Baton Rouge when he was 14 years old and graduated from Terra High School. He currently lives with his wife, Corey, and 5 beautiful children in Louisiana. He served 2 combat tours in Afghanistan with the U.S. Army, and he enjoys writing horror and psychological thrillers, supernatural fiction, and dark fiction. His favorite author since he was 12 years old is Stephen King. He is already working on his second novel. And then our guest after that is going to be on Monday, March 26th. Like, seriously, I'm getting so excited, mostly because, like, it's just getting closer to my birthday. And I'm like, oh my God, it's almost my birthday. Kaylin Lambert from Artillery Round Tumblers is going to be on next Monday. Artillery Round Tumblers is a veteran-owned and operated small business. They make custom handmade cups and tumblers to resemble the likeliness of military munitions, generally that of artillery rounds. So those are our upcoming guests. Those are our shows. Gray Cloud, I got nothing else.
I got nothing else. It's the first day of spring, and it doesn't seem like it where I'm at.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
Apparently so. We're getting some fucking snow. But hey, I might have a day off from work tomorrow.
Woohoo!
So there.
All right, y'all. That's our show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you on Thursday. If you guys want, join us on Xbox Live tomorrow. I'm sure a couple of us are going to be gaming. So, it's Wednesday. And that's what we do. So, we all pretty much have an Xbox One. And we game on it. So.
It's good times.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of your week. I will see you next week. Actually, I'm not going to be here Friday. So I will see you next Tuesday. So, but everyone tune in Thursday for Sergeant's Time.
Cotton!
Right.
Just walking on shells, this feeling that love conquers everything else until you reach the point in There was a failure to communicate, so set to leave but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end it's over, I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. My only demon, my only regret is that I left you with scars so that you'll never forget. Sick of forgiving my mistakes and my faults. Shattered your glass heart to millions when I ripped it apart. There's nothing left. Love is gone. So there was a failure to communicate, so set to leave but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end it's over, I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. suffocate. So sense to live but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end it's over, I'm finally sober.